I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We work for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks.
What's up, JFW family? Welcome back to the Channel 23 podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to reach out and touch the fleet, to engage and inform everyone with all things JFW. Good morning, Jim White, Brother Dave White, and Super Dave Weldon.
Hi, everybody.
Morning. Morning, everybody.
Thinking we should have JR on the show here in the near future.
We should.
He's been contributing a lot, so be good to have him on.
Let's
but in
do
the
it.
meantime, we should probably say the pledge.
Let's do it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Father God, we thank you for the opportunity to go out and do some trucking today. We pray for the safety of our fleet, all of their families, and all the other families and individuals we come across on the road today. We pray for patience and making the good, safe decisions. We pray to be accident-free and that we all make it back to the comforts of our homes this evening. We pray for healing and 100% recovery for all of our family members that are ill. No matter what, we trust you, God, and it's in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
As a reminder, anything and everything you hear on today's show is not the opinion of JFW's. It's just the four men in this room's expressed opinion. Episode 215 or episode 215 had 275 downloads. We are at 107.8 thousand total downloads, and we have 945 followers.
Nice.
Yeah, that number's climbing. Almost at the pizza party.
It's getting close.
Pizza.
I heard you got those breakfast pizzas.
I do. I thought I was out of them, and then I seen one like in the back of my freezer this morning. I'm like,
Was it hiding back there?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how those things hide.
Yep.
You have refrigerator, freezer. You're like, I know I got one of those, and it's just hiding.
Yep.
Legs.
You know, it's not really hiding. It's the way that we look for it.
What?
It's called man looking.
I don't ever man look.
I just.
I was thinking about that, Super Dave, because I really did. I had that same thought. Then I thought about you, Jim, because you're divorced, right? Or you don't have
I
someone
am.
around. So if you do miss it in the refrigerator, what is your excuse about man looking? Do you go back and then you're shocked that it's there?
Yeah, like with the pizza, I was like, I bought 3, and I thought I ate 2, and then I was like, no, you ate 3, you pig.
You know, all I have to do is be rooting around in a cupboard or the fridge or the freezer, and Jackie's like, "What are you looking for?"
I get it, Super Dave.
And I'll tell her, and she's like, "Let me find it."
Right?
And man, oh man,
I
2
understand.
seconds. He's handed it to me. And
Whenever
I'm like,
I ask-
"Thank you, honey."
Whenever I ask where something's at, Janet looks at me and she's like, "Do you even live here?"
I told you, I think we already talked about me getting mad when somebody just leaves a little bit of something in the fridge, not enough for a full serving. I'm like, who did that? That's funny. Hey, do you guys know what a pirate calls his pet clam?
Ooh.
Oh, sea biscuit.
Wow.
This is truly a dad joke.
I don't know.
No? Michelle.
I like it.
That's a good one.
I was going to have another name, but I'll back off of that.
Yeah, both Jim and Tim's were good. They fit.
Sea biscuit.
Do you guys do you know what you call a line of men waiting to get a haircut?
No.
Hippies.
A barber queue.
Ah, they're queued up. I like it. Good one.
And then did you guys hear the one about the roof?
Was it on fire?
No, never mind. It's over your heads.
Ooh, dang it. Dang it, you got me.
Oh, man. Do you know what best friends and snow have in common?
Man, they both melt each other. I don't know.
If you pee on them, they both disappear.
I was about to say thanks for toning it down this morning, guys, but we're headed that way, and Super Dave still has
I'm
to
telling
go.
you, Super Dave's bringing up the tail end here. It's got to be a good one.
You got another one, Jim?
No, that's
Yeah. No, mine are name jokes. So kind of like you, Dave, they're name jokes. What do you call a man under a car?
ran over.
Jack.
Oh, there you go.
What do you call a man in shark-infested waters?
Bait. Bob.
Chum.
Chum. Yeah.
And what do you call a man with a radio? He's right up my alley.
Mike.
Close.
Rod.
Roger.
Roger.
Roger that.
Or Rojo.
Man, too funny.
That is good. All right, new employees. We had Mike Pena start this past Monday. Welcome to the fleet, Mike. Celebrations. We have our anniversaries. Christian Salazar hit 1 year yesterday. Happy anniversary, Christian.
Happy anniversary.
He's a pleasant guy. Anytime you talk to him, he's upbeat and happy, which is nice.
He is.
Robert Lincoln, he hit 3 years, or will hit 3 years this Friday.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, Robert.
Good job. Congratulations,
Yeah,
Bear.
congratulations.
Yep. Birthdays, Stingray and Kendrick, they shared a birthday yesterday. Zach Tharp and Mikey Peterson share a birthday tomorrow. And Ted Lyons and Ontario McClellan, they share a birthday this Friday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
everybody.
birthday, everybody.
Yep. Family birthday celebrations. We got Brenda Alvarez. Everybody knows who Brenda is. That's Francisco's wife. And then Amber Fleckenstein, which is Rich's wife. They both shared a birthday yesterday. Miguel Yara's son, Sebastian, has a birthday today. And then Fabio's wife, Kathy De Gaetano Plaza, has a birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday.
Good birthdays there. Shout outs. I want to give a shout out. I'm sure you guys too, to Jack Domenico. Welcome back, Jack. It was good to see you yesterday. Jack's been recovering this past year, and he will be in the office twice a week for right now.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Great
welcome
to see you back, Jack.
Yep. This next shout out's pretty cool. Do one of you guys want to read it since you got the email? Or you want me to read it?
Yeah, I can read it, Jim.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a prelude to this, I got it in an email to, what does it come over at JFW Info or something like
Info
that?
JFW, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I sent it out to Dave and you, and then it was like we hit the button at the same time. Dave put it in Connect, and everybody was talking about it. But anyway, we got a message, and I don't know if any of us emailed Carl back.
Jim and I talked about it, Jim, and no, we thought we would say hello on the podcast. So
Yeah.
Right, I think
I'll
we
say-
all felt that way.
Yeah, I'll say hello, and you can read his post. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Carl Simmons, or Simons. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, Simons or Simmons. And good morning on the other side of the earth in Australia.
Right, absolutely. So we got a message says, "Hi guys, my name is Carl Simmons, and I've been listening to your podcast each day on my shift. I've attached a photo of a road train I'm driving, a 53, I assume 53-ton tare weight, and a gross of 210 tons truck. Is a C509 at 615 horsepower and a tri-drive. I've had my own business in New Zealand, carting gravel and fertilizer before an economic turndown. I'm currently working in Port Hedland, Australia. Your topics have been relevant, have had relevance on this side of the Pacific, and the issues around health and safety, professional driving habits, pre-checks, quarry operations, and correct radio channels. So no matter where you're at, it's the same.
It's
right?
relevant, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pre-trip, post-trip, having the radio on, being aware of what you're doing,
Yep.
taking care of yourself,
Yep.
everything we talk about.
As the company I'm working for is a mining-based pre-check and post-check, is a compulsory, and we have to sign of each shift on a tablet. So we have to sign in on a tablet for each shift. So I mean, just like we're talking about doing with our
Yep.
DVIRs,
Our pre and post trip inspections.
Yep. Because we run 4 trailers with 28 axles and 4 draw beam connections, pre-checks are vital. Can you imagine dragging something around with all those tires? And
Man.
I mean, just being 210 tons. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Are
oh,
we talking about trains or trucks?
right. Yeah, I guess that's the reason they're called trains, right, Jim? Yeah.
the trucks have forward-facing cameras, 2 rear-facing cameras on the mirror, and 1 internal camera. We also run a FLIR camera, and I wanted to look this up because me and Dave talked about this yesterday. So the FLIR camera that they run as a so the camera, how I read this is they run a FLIR camera as the cattle roam alongside the roads and helps us see them in the dark. And then he jokes, says, this doesn't prevent them from being hit. So obviously this camera must be infrared.
Oh yeah,
And it picks them out. Is that what you're looking up, Jam?
I mean, I haven't got the answer, but IR and what he's saying, yeah, it's an infrared camera.
So to see them at night as the cattle roam the side of the road, and I kind of take this as a joke, but it still doesn't prevent them being hit. So it must be quite a problem. Feel free to ask any questions, but keep up the good topics. Kind regards, Carl. And then it was just good to hear from somebody that's, so far away, different country, all the stuff, and it's we said it already, it's still the same.
Still trucking.
Yep.
So FLIR camera is a forward-looking infrared.
Okay, infrared. All right.
Yep.
Oh,
and then
forward-looking
infrared.
infrared.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, Carl, if you could let us know how you heard about the podcast. I have a feeling it's probably maybe through Scooby's buddy that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it could
Yeah.
be.
So could
Well,
be, or
I'm sure they have Apple and Podbean and everything over there, right?
Yeah, just how we ran across it,
Gotcha.
Channel
yeah,
23.
did he,
Sure.
was he just how did you find us, Carl?
Yeah, surfing.
That's
How
awesome.
was it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good
so
stuff.
thank you, Carl, for reaching out. That's the bottom thing. It's our shout out for you, buddy.
Man, we got people listening over there. It would be nice if we had a few more people listening in Commerce City. Speaking of listening, I had a really good shout out to Brant Conway. I had a really good conversation with him at the Fuel Hour the other day about the podcast because Brant was a guy that wasn't listening, and after our very first meeting, he called me up and he says, "Take me off that list. I'll never be in another meeting." Right? And he's listened to them all and he's completed the knowledge challenge of them all.
Thank you.
So the other day I asked him, I was like, "Well, are you finding any value in it?" And he says, "Of course I am." So that was really cool.
That is
Good
great.
job.
That is
Yes,
great.
thank you.
Yep. Super Dave, you have a shout out from Fabio queued up over there?
I do. So Fabio reached out to me the other day. Maybe a lot of you guys don't know Fabio. He has worked here for a few years,
He's got really long hair.
and he joined the Navy, right, guys? Was
Yes.
it the Navy?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's been away at boot camp for the last several months, and he sent me this message saying he wanted to shout this out on the podcast. He says, "Good morning, JFW family. I have 3 modules for my rate, electrician mate." So that's his grade, I guess. And I finished the first one of these basic engineering. I was top snipe in my class, so that must mean his grade. I should finish the 3rd module in April and come back to Colorado and to JFW. I left in July 2025. It's been quite an interesting experience with good and bad things. But in general, I am very proud at my age to be the top 3% in boot camp and the top snipe in my first engineering module. Drive safe, everyone, and God bless. Hooyah, JFW family.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Thank
That's
you for
good.
sending that, Fabio.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
I'm Googling snipe.
JR could tell us.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I have another one, and I know we, try to keep it in-house, but we run across so many people out there in the community, business associates, friends, different stuff like that. And Commerce City has helped us quite a bit through the, getting the building built and, permitting and stuff like that. And we had quite a time getting it even permitted. And you guys all listened to the podcast about what, the trials and tribulations there, but it's going along really good. And anyway, I know Tracy ran across it, but Stuart Meek from the Commerce City, I think it's economic development.
You're spot on. Commerce City Economic Development.
Right. His area of expertise. Anyway, Stuart Meek contacted us last week and wanted to know if we wanted to put anything in Facebook on their page about the new building and stuff like that. And I did write him some stuff back. He changed it up and did a great Facebook post for us from Commerce City. And I just wanted to give him a shout out, tell him thank you. I appreciate that. And, for everybody to take a look at it. And, we are very proud. And again, it comes back to, people that have worked here before, people that work here today, people who work here tomorrow. Without all of us, we can't do that.
Right.
And it's important to keep being thankful for those items. And
I want to piggyback on top of that for Commerce City, Jim. Kathleen Taylor, who has helped so much. I wasn't able to make it last week, but you and Drew and Dan, who are our GCs over there, met with her, and I forget her position at Commerce City. Is she the head of?
I mean, she helped us with permitting, and I know she's going for a new permission or new
position
inside. Her. Yeah. What do you call when you're the division? I guess her division.
Just the building. Building division.
Yeah. When you because she came by and we walked out because we seen her pull up and stuff. But when somebody gets out of their vehicle, especially a city person, and looks at us all and goes, "I love it, I love it," and it went from plans that were on her desk, a vision, a lot of feedback of you need to do this and you need to do that, and then you see the item and for her to be excited about it, and it's always a good feeling.
Yes.
Nice.
Good. And just to clarify, I pulled up an email. She works in the planning department for Commerce City, and she is the senior planner.
Perfect.
So I don't know what position above that. And what was kind of cool, and I'm paraphrasing this from what Jim had mentioned, is she's trying to bring common sense back to building guidelines.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've ran into so many things, you guys, that we're having to do over there that just make 0 sense and cost money. And there's a handful of things that just shouldn't be. It's still going to be an amazing facility, but when people talk about the cost of living in Colorado, it's because of rules and regulations that some of them
drive up prices.
They make perfect sense, and others are like, "Are you freaking kidding me? That is an absolute waste of money."
Yeah, she gave a story just right quick. We talked about putting a fence across the driveway that comes into the front of the building, and we told her it wasn't on the plans, and she goes, "Well, you need to do that." And I said, "We understand that. That's something that we want to come back to you on." And she goes, "No, it just needs to be done. I'm good with that. It makes sense." But she told a quick story, and it's all about the rules, right? Here's just the face of the rules, but what do they mean? So she brought up, since we were talking about fencing, several people own property around Commerce City, vacant lots, right? Well, the society we live on, people dump their trash on the vacant lots, and then Commerce City goes in and fines the people that owns the lots for having the trash on it. And they're like, we'll clean it up, we understand we didn't dump. So they asked to put a fence up to keep people from going in the property and dumping the trash. Commerce City won't let them put a fence up because you can't have a fence in that area. And she goes, those are the things we battle every day, and I want to help battle because we need to put a fence up. We don't want these people continually being fined for having trash dumped on their sites, and the only way for them to combat that is to put a fence up. So you need to look at the big picture, and that's where Dave's talking about the common sense. She goes, I'm enjoying my job. This is what we need to do.
Wow.
So it's great to hear somebody talk like that in public service.
It's nice to meet somebody who wants to make a difference instead of looking at a manual and being like, nope, can't do that, and yep, you're getting fined.
Yeah, somebody that is willing to apply some common sense.
Yes.
Yeah, and you get it. It's not tough, but it's easy to look at just the book and go, oh, no, you can't have a fence, but clean up your trash.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, here's your fine.
Exactly. And that's with interest and penalty. Thank you.
Yeah.
Was that your? Was
Nope.
that? Oh, you got
Nope. I have one more shout out to 0054 Francisco Alvarez or Cisco. I jumped on the radio this morning because, believe it or not, we fight speed here.
What?
I know. We get in a hurry to do a lot of things. And one of them is sometimes go out the driveway. And today it was just a rough morning. Like my first interaction with the very first truck, I wasn't even at the yard yet. And it was like, oh, this is rough. This is not a good way to start the day. You know what I mean? And I don't look at it like that. I'm saying those words, but it's not like it ruined my day. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I had to get on the radio and ask if it was a race leaving the yard today because I watched a handful of trucks just tear out of here as hard and fast as they could go, it seemed like. And I just don't understand where that cool factor has left our industry because it doesn't look cool. It doesn't sound cool. It's not cool to watch. And as a matter of fact, to me, it makes you kind of look pretty bad. And I guess I want to make people aware of that. And then I watched 54 Cisco leave the yard, and I got on the radio, and I'm like, good job, man. That looked so cool, so professional, so correct. It was just, it made up for all the other things this morning. It was great. So thanks, Cisco. Shout out to you, brother.
Nice job. Speaking of drivers doing it right, this week, Frank Guccione has been spotted doing everything right. That's
has been spotted.
Yes.
I love that.
Yep, that's following distance, speed, dumping, looking out the back window, doing everything right, wearing his PPE, doing things the JFW way,
That's
the way we
great.
train him to do it. So
That is great.
good job, Frank.
Thanks, Frank.
All right, jumping into the discussion topics. I'm pleased to announce we had almost 100% participation for the Podcast and Knowledge Challenge for episode 214. There was only 2 drivers in the meeting yesterday.
Outstanding.
Yep.
That is good to hear.
And it's
Yeah.
my understanding they got to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, so the meetings now is the podcast, right? So
That's great.
Yep. If you rather not go trucking and you rather sit in the training center and listen to the podcast and answer the questions, good way to do that is not to complete the knowledge challenge As a reminder, episode 215 last week's, you have until 12 p.m. or you have till midnight tonight to complete that. So it's not too late. Try to get it done by tonight. The thing is that's deceiving. So, all right, well, we only had 2 people in the meeting yesterday. One of them's already done last week, so that person won't be in the meeting. But now there's other people that may not complete it. So,
Gotcha.
there may be still a meeting every week. I'm hoping not.
So,
I think
Jam,
you're going to have different people,
Yeah.
that will be each week.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just clarifying. So we can listen to last week's podcast and take the quiz up until midnight tonight?
Yes.
Won't today's podcast come out?
Yeah.
With the quiz?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
That's
they're-
awesome.
They're
I thought once
itemized
today's
by the episode.
No.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought once today's was
Midnight.
posted.
Midnight, last night, right?
No, tonight.
Okay.
Yeah,
So both would be available.
Yeah, I've
okay.
extended it.
Okay.
You know?
I
Oh,
didn't-
you've extended it.
Yeah,
All
so tomorrow morning when I come in, that's when I go through and I see who's listened and who didn't.
Ah,
But I wanted to give everybody, a
that's
fighting
great.
chance.
Ample chance. Yeah.
Yeah. But after midnight tonight, there's no exceptions, so
So you could listen to 2 and get a twofer.
you could.
You could.
Yeah.
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 Why wouldn't you?
Yep.
You know
Or
what I
you
mean?
could knock out last week's today, and then you still have 7 days
For
to
the- for
complete.
the next
Yeah.
one. Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yep. So, good job to the people. Just so you know, we started out with, I think the first week there was 30 names of people
Yep.
who didn't take care of business. The next week we were down to 15. Then it was like 8, and then it was 6. Then it was 8 again. And to be down to 2, I mean, people are being engaged. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Yep. We are in the process of transitioning to electronic DVRs, but most of you are still using paper DVIRs. And I'm asking to put a little bit more effort into these paper DVIRs. If you go to the DVIR box and you look, some of them don't have names on them. Some of them don't have truck numbers on them. Some of them don't have mileage on them. And some of them don't have any markings of what was checked. Some of them just circle okay in a row of the things that were checked. And I asked one driver, like, hey, you going to fill this out? oh no, like somebody told me we just circle okay. I'm like, well, that's not correct. So just put a little bit more effort. I don't know when, is it March 1st? We're transitioning
Yes,
completely?
yeah.
And things are going really well with the electronic DVIRs. JR's done a bang-up job on this system.
Absolutely. Shout out to JR for doing that.
100%.
Yeah, it's been on his shoulders. He's been doing a great job.
Yep. But in the meantime, if that's not you, please do a more complete job on the paperwork.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
I mean, that's the same thing that Carl brought up. I mean, he's having to do it on a tablet, it sounds like,
Yep.
to get that done. But, there's no difference between, us running out there and killing somebody or having a wheel fall off or,
Yeah.
the stuff rubbing the deck plate, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we just can't push this or talk about it enough.
I mean, can you imagine having 28 axles?
Right?
We're struggling getting some of the guys to walk to the back of the tailgate. That's 5 axles.
And 5, yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder what kind of problems Carl sees over there. Like,
Yeah, maybe you can email us some of
We've
the.
had a lot of the same problems
Yeah.
we see here.
Like, is everybody doing?
Complacency.
Absolutely.
Is everybody doing the job that Carl's doing, or does he have some people that aren't engaged on it?
Yeah.
Well,
Let
I
us
read
know,
up a
Carl.
little bit about that. You have to earn that license. You don't just get your CDL and can go out and drive these trailer trains.
Oh, really?
Oh no, it's has tiers,
Wow.
and it involves years of experience. It involves testing.
Wow.
And those guys that drive those trailer trains are the cream of the crop.
Wow.
down
I
there.
bet.
Yep, they
I
are the
bet.
man.
Yeah, I bet those guys all check their tires in the morning.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
their
just-
lights and their
And even
oil
more importantly, I bet they check them at night so they can be fixed, right?
Huh.
Yeah,
What
it
if
sounds
they drive
more
at
like
night? They check them in the morning.
Sounds like more like a pilot's license, Dave. Where
Yeah.
you get qualified in a single engine and a twin engine and
Yeah.
and jet and go up. And is that like the axle? I'm only qualified for 18 axles.
Well, I was just going to say, do you think the 4-trailer guys make fun of the 1-trailer guys? Like,
Right.
Yeah, you only
You
pull
you
one
call
trailer,
that truck driving?
right? That's like a Volkswagen, brother.
My 4-year-old could drive that.
Let me know when you get a couple more axles.
Ain't that cute?
That's funny. That's funny. Hey, Ricky had I threw it in discussion topic here, but he had actually 2 trucks this morning that when exiting the red yard, they're trying to come out past 0069 and then try and make the right-hand turn and barely clear the trailer and get past the gate. And guys, think about how much easier that would be if you just automatically, when you pulled out of your spot in the red lot, went south.
Go around a long way.
And then you just go around the long way. And that, what is that long way? Like 6 seconds further, probably,
I mean, is it?
Maybe something like that. And you run in no chance of hitting anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and Ricky said it was like a close call on a couple of them this morning because he's like, the guy's looking out the back window. It's dark. Can't see whether he's going to clear that with his trailer. And he's like, oh, man, this is going to be close. And then, just keep squeezing by and makes it. And yeah, so just do me a favor, you guys. Don't go out that row next to 0069. Please, when you pull out of your parking spot, and when you're going back there too, it's just not worth trying to cut up that alley. It's too tight. Go to the south, make your right, make your next right, and come out the middle of the row right into our yard, and please exit our yard. We don't like, or I should say, Denver Truck and Trailer next door that is so kind to let us rent the back of their yard. They don't want us exiting their yard out onto Newport here, so you still have to come exit out our yard and just think about it. You know what I mean? Think about the right way to do things, not what you think is fast, because haste makes waste. You're going to have an accident. You're going to hit that.
Yeah, my thought is it might be 0058, 0059, 0060. They are at the south end of the west row, so they have to pull out of their spot and hang a left
I
and
get
then do a sharp U-turn in the yard to come back out that way. And they might just be hitting the easy button and just hanging a left and going out that driveway.
I get it. Yep.
Yeah, if we're talking about speed and stuff too, as the yard 23 gets closer and closer to completion too, there's more and more concrete and asphalt to drive on and stuff like that. And I know Saturday when we were down there, we had a couple trucks come in, and man, they were flying down the street, around the corner of the building, and all that kind of stuff. And there is a lot of people working there, you guys. They're crossing the street going to the toilets. They're at the back of the building in the blind spots. There's a lot of laborers doing forming. We're going to have the trucks. Some of the trucks move on to the concrete pad there at where the fuel pumps will go. But what I'm getting to is they're going to start laying curb and gutter to the very north against that fence where the trucks are parking. There may be people all over where you guys park, and you got to slow down. You just, and you might think 5 mile an hour is just so slow, but it's safe, and that's what we're after. We hit anybody out there in the construction, or you do, and it's going to change a lot of lives, and it's just not worth it. That's the reason we harp on the speed. We harp about the way you drive in and out of the driveways. Be exceptional. Look different than everybody else. Be different.
Yep. I agree, Jim. It's all good until it's not.
Yeah, until it's not, Jim. Yeah.
I do want to run through this transition to the electronic DVIRs JR put together. And he states we have officially begun rolling out electronic DVIRs, starting with our first group of drivers, 001 through 0017, plus also 00105 through 1010 and 0082, with several more joining as of this podcast. In addition to leadership, these drivers are an excellent resource if you have questions during the transition. Important note, do not log into the app while off duty or away from work. The app is configured to restrict dashboard access until your required safety inspections are completed. So here's a morning workflow when you're getting started in the morning. Number one is a compliance check. You want to review and certify any carrier edits to your logs. If something looks incorrect, reach out to leadership for guidance. Note, it is normal to see on-duty time for local work. Driving time will only populate for out-of-town trips. If you see violations, please let JR know. Next, you'll go on duty. You'll switch your status to on duty to begin your workday. This status is required to perform your inspections. Next, number 3, you're going to select your equipment, choose your specific vehicle and trailer. If a trailer does not appear in the list, contact JR immediately so he can add it to the fleet. Number 4, safety inspections or the DVIR. Complete a digital inspection for both the vehicle and the trailer. Each requires a separate DVIR. You are required to upload 3 photos. First is going to be the oil dipstick, next will be the coolant level, and then the rear of the trailer with the lights on the trailer DVIR. Note, AI will verify that you are indeed taking a photo of these items, otherwise it will flag your DVIR and note a quality issue. Also will do this if your inspections are less than 5 minutes long. So don't take a picture of you if you're checking your oil dipstick. We want a picture of that. It also won't let you upload a picture from your library, so you can't just keep uploading the same picture.
Right.
You actually have to take a picture.
Like last week's picture of my lights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were working last week. I got a picture. Number 5, you want to finalize your session. Once inspections are complete, you will be directed to the select vehicle screen. You must tap leave next to your vehicle. Why? This prevents unwanted electronic logs from being generated if a mechanic, yourself, or another driver moves a vehicle. I think that's a really important step there.
So I got a question. So a minute ago you said you need a separate DVIR for your tractor and your trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So would you do your walk around and check your tractor and then hit leave and then move on to the trailer?
I would assume so.
Okay.
I haven't done the workflow myself.
Okay.
So
Me
good.
neither.
Good question for JRs.
Yeah.
But that would make sense.
Go out and
Yeah, because I don't think you could run simultaneous DVIRs. I mean, I just picture the workflow. You do
Right,
one,
yep,
and then the workflow
sure.
is the next one.
Sure.
So, number 6, you're going to go off duty. Switch your status back to off duty to ensure no unnecessary time logs are added to the ELD. Another very important step. During your shift, stay logged into the app throughout the day. Keep the app active allows you to monitor your safety and efficiency scores using the axle weight calculator and upload critical documents directly, including traffic accident reports, incident damage reports, shop photos for road breakdowns, and this bypasses the email file size limits and keeps everything in one space. Now we're up to the end of the day process and signing out. When you return to the yard, do not simply close the app. You must select Sign Out option at the top of the Samsara driver app screen. Why this process is critical? Number one, safety and training. The app will prompt you to acknowledge safety events or pending training assignments. And that's really beautiful, guys, and gals, because what we do as coaches, we'll see, your events, we'll send them to you for self-coaching, and then it's your responsibility to watch those videos and acknowledge that. Well, if you're not signing in to doing it, you're not doing it. Once everybody's on the electronic DVIR, when you come in at the end of the day, when you go to do this process, it's gonna take you right there.
Nice.
Which is really nice workflow. Guided workflow, this triggers your end of the day checklist, including your post-trip DVIRs for both vehicle and trailer. Log protection, formal sign out ensures your hours are finalized. If you close the app without signing out, any vehicle movement by others will be attributed to your logs. Pro tip, do not close the app until you are redirected to the main screen. This confirms the sign out is complete. Next, breakdowns and maintenance. In the event of a tow, if you experience a breakdown, sign out of the app and complete all inspections. Be sure to mark down the specific defect and write it up. This provides the mechanics with the clear digital roadmap of the issue when the equipment arrives at the shop. One and done reporting. When you report a defect, you only need to write it up once. The Samsara dashboard tracks the issue until it is marked as resolved by a mechanic, and you are no longer needed to write it up every day, which we've all heard plenty of times. Write it up every day. Mechanic sign-off. After repair is made, it will appear on your next inspection for you to review and sign off on. Re-reporting. If the issue persists after the mechanic has marked it fixed, please log it as a new defect at that time, which is really great, because what we have right now is you write something up, the mechanic fixes it, you don't know what the mechanic did, you go drive it the next day, you think the mechanic fixed it, and he thinks because you're not saying anything about it still being wrong, it's fixed.
Yep.
That's going to eliminate
Or you
that.
don't know he fixed it.
Or you don't know.
And it's still broken, and you're like, well, they didn't do anything.
Right.
And
Right?
they did. And they did.
And they did.
It just
And they
didn't get
did.
fixed.
It
Yeah.
just didn't work.
Yep.
So, yep, definitely catapulting us into a different era with the
Next level
maintenance.
again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Speaking of trucks and breakdowns and stuff like that, if your truck has a down sticker, a tape, or a note, please contact dispatch for another truck assignment. Also, if you're told that truck can run, please take the sticker off so we know that truck's not down anymore. We had a driver last week, take a truck with tape on it. He never, he's newer, so he doesn't know what he doesn't know. But he didn't take the tape off, and then this week it's like, well, now we think that truck is down, and we don't know if it's up with tape on it or it's down with tape on it. I mean, it just we didn't know what to do, so we had to keep the truck down, because if you don't know, you might as well make sure it's okay to drive, right?
And Mikey gets here a little bit later.
Or even maybe Ricky, or
Yeah, they don't know. But sounds like it was put out of service, so we could have ran it that day.
maybe. I never followed up to find out the end result there.
But that's the reason for the DVIRs too.
Yeah,
That
we'll
should
know.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really should.
Yep. All right. I think this one I want to say is Brother Dave's.
Oh, boy. Have we ever talked about this?
This is
before?
usually where Jim says no. That was
Yeah. I'm not sure we've talked about this. This will be a new category, you guys. Your air lines, electric lines, and hydraulic lines dragging on the catwalk or the deck plate. And I even put in here, I wrote behind this, that I'm going to start cracking down on the safety team. I'm not even going to talk to the driver anymore, because we have 5 safety members that should be doing this.
Please stop yelling at me.
Well, it might be easier to yell at the safety team instead of the driver. So I guess I'm just letting you know,
Wow.
you guys, that I guess I'm just changing my approach. It shouldn't be happening, and Jim or I shouldn't see it. What did we count, Jim? 2 mornings in a row last week? Like 7 trucks that drove out with him just laying on the plate. We had a couple in the shop, and our safety team is here, and we're just ignoring it. At the fuel island, we're just ignoring it. The driver's just ignoring it. And it just, I know this is a new topic. We've never talked about it, but it just shouldn't be happening.
I got to jump in and say, you're kidding, because we talk about it over and over and over and over.
I know, and I'm so confused how it happens.
Yeah.
You know?
And I want to mention too that mud flap laying on the deck plate does not mitigate it from rubbing on the deck plate.
Absolutely.
plate.
You will
Yeah.
get a citation.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
it's
I've-
still
I've-
rubbing.
I've seen a lot of
It's still
mud
rubbing.
flaps like, oh, it's okay, it's not being grated on the cheese grater, and that doesn't work. They cannot rub. And I mean, if you've been through an inspection, it's an easy thing for somebody to pick out.
Yeah, they do.
And again, I'm joking that we've never talked about it, but we've said it so much. This is the first thing the State Patrol is looking for.
Absolutely.
This is the easiest thing when you drive past a truck. You know, when it drives out of our driveway and we look at that and we go, how does that happen? If you're not addressing this as driving that truck, what else aren't you doing? We talk about this all the time. If you're ignoring the simplest of things, you're probably the guy not doing your DVIR. You're probably not listening to this podcast. You probably don't have a very good safety or efficiency score. You are not engaged. You know what I mean? It pains me to say that, but man, the buck's got to stop somewhere. We have to get better, and this shouldn't be something we're still talking about. So, yeah. Safety team, here we go.
I got to jump in and say, everybody thinks they're a licensed commercial truck driver. Well, that truck driver job, the duties of that job go beyond just driving the truck.
Yeah,
It goes to the safety aspect. It goes to knowing all the rules of the road. It goes to knowing the DOT rules for your truck.
Yep.
So when you do drive into a checkpoint and they say, okay, we're going to do a level 1 inspection, you are confident that you looked over your truck and nothing will be found wrong.
Yep. Your air lines or electric lines or tarp lines or,
The-
DOT doesn't care if your hydraulic line is dragging the deck plate. They don't care.
But we do.
We do.
Yeah.
Damn right we do.
Because
Holy
it'll rub
cow.
right through that rubber.
Yeah.
The moisture's going to get into the
steel
braided
wire.
metal.
Yep.
And then it's going to deteriorate that, and then it's going to blow out all over the place.
Yep, we're going to have an oil spill at one of the
You're going to need
plants.
a cleanup.
Yeah. And that 50 gallons of oil, oh my gosh, is it not cheap?
Does it make a mess too?
And a huge mess, but I'm
yeah,
telling
what's
you,
that run about?
it is.
$25 a gallon. or
Yeah, I
something
think
like
the
that?
last I looked, it's like $23 a gallon.
Yeah.
Dave. It is astronomical how much that oil is. Because of course, that's special oil.
Right.
It doesn't hurt the environment. It doesn't, it won't kill anything living. It can go on grass. Now the heat of it will burn the grass because it's hot, right? But yeah, it's biodegradable. We joke you can drink it.
So I just sent a message to my team, the Next Level team.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning, team Next Level. Please make sure your airlines, electrical line, and hydraulic lines are not dragging on your deck plate. When you listen to the podcast, you'll know why. I don't want to get yelled at. Have a great day, y'all.
Well, here's the thing too. I notice this a lot, and they are not being tied up properly.
Right.
So if they turn a corner, like at plant 2, you have to turn a really hard left-hand corner going around the little conveyor belt house there. It will slip through your bungees or through the bracket that's holding it up. You got to tie them up really well so they don't slip.
Yep. It's doable.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
It is doable. I'm pretty sure that'll probably be a question on the podcast, but I'm not positive.
Yep. The question is going to be, who will be yelled at if your lines are rubbing on the deck plate? You or your safety team? All right. Next on the list, Highway 2 construction is lasting through the summer. There's lots of traffic backups. Plan accordingly if that is your route to work in the mornings. And that's from JR.
Where's Highway 2?
I don't know.
I just took a test drive with Mikey all the way up to I-76, and there was no construction. What are they talking about? Where is it?
Really?
On Highway 2.
Oh my gosh, it's all of Highway 2 from Quebec all the way to, does it go all the way to I-76?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I just did this on Thursday or Friday last week.
Yeah, Jim and I
there was
were
no
up through there,
construction?
and they were definitely setting up for it, Dave. So maybe it wasn't going on yesterday.
Well, Thursday or Friday was
Okay,
when I went
yeah.
up with 00107.
Yeah.
What are they doing? That's a brand new road. I mean, didn't they just widen it and everything else?
I don't know.
Got
Maybe
me.
they're utilizing our permit dollars for our new building
There you go.
to do some maintenance on that road.
Let's see. The CMEX site-specific training has been posted on Connect Team. If you haven't done so already, please go and review and complete the training to follow along with signing the site-specific signature page.
Yep, that CMEX starts back up on Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done the training, you're not going to run it until you do the training.
Yep.
Because we've been provided that in advance.
And that's
So
really easier than going inside,
Oh my
right?
gosh,
Oh,
that will
so
save
much.
so much time. I'm so thankful we were able to get that done. You know, and we're saving you time, right? By not having to park, go into the office, watch the video there. We're allowing you to watch the video here, test on the paperwork, and we can turn it all in. So we're just making your job easier. We're making it better, right?
I'd rather just show up and
And listen to the podcast in the meeting room.
I can tell you who ain't going.
I know that. The one time we went up and tested, and I think it changed after that, but the meeting or the video played over and over. So if you walked in like in the middle of it, you had to watch the rest of it, and then you had to start over on the
Yes.
beginning of it, and then remember kind of where I've watched that part.
Yeah.
Now I can take the test or mark off. Yeah, it was
Interesting.
yeah, it was
Kind of like at the museums when you go into the room and they're
it's exactly
showing
like
you the dinosaur.
It's just on repeat.
Right?
yeah, it was exactly like that Super Day.
This is coming out of the future main yard over there on Forest Street. Drivers parking their personal vehicles in their truck spots, not parking in front of open trailers. So, yeah, if you are parking your car and you park it in front of a trailer, we can't get that trailer.
Yeah,
Right.
and that happens a lot.
It
during
does
the day.
happen. Yep. So we may need that. Please don't park there.
Yep.
We don't want to move it with the forklift. So, yeah.
And if you do get doubled up, you know, where you're riding in the cab with someone, please park both cars in that spot.
Yeah, double up.
Because I can understand somebody, well, my truck's down, but my trailer's here. I'll just
Right.
park here. You know what I mean? I can see how that
Yeah,
would happen.
nobody needs to use my trailer.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to use my trailer,
Right.
so I think I'm going
Right.
to park in front of it.
Right?
Yeah, just remember all the trucks and trailers say JFW on it. So.
Yes.
And speaking of parking, I forgot to put this in last week, Jim. You mentioned it, or you did, Dave. I always get you guys confused.
Yeah, I forgot to bring it up even also, Jim.
Yeah, so over here at the future old yard,
Future old yard.
I love it.
if you have a truck assignment, we want you, or if you're driving a truck or doubled up, we want you to park in that spot. These spots on the side of the building are for the office personnel. And when we fill that up with your cars, some of the girls don't have a place to park.
Right.
And then let's see what's next. Dustin Courier is selling Girl Scout cookies again.
Man, I just asked about those last night to my
Yeah.
wife. Like,
You sure Dustin's selling them, or are his daughters?
are we getting some Girl Scout cookies pretty soon?
He's coordinating the whole
There
thing.
you
So
go.
Gots to coordinate.
It wasn't it last year when one of those mornings
It was so cold.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were both his wife and kids were out there, and
Yeah, it was-
I mean they earned the purchase
Yes,
is what
yes.
I'm getting
It
at.
was
Yeah.
cold that day.
Yeah, they braved it.
yeah, I was walking into Walmart the other day, and a couple kids were set up, and I don't like being rude to the little kids, but I'm not buying cookies. You know what I mean? Sir, would you like to buy some Girl Scout? I'm like, sorry, honey, not today. And she's like, that's okay. You have a very nice day, sir. And I'm like, just take my money.
I figured you were going to say you just tell them, I'll get some on the way out, and then you go out the other entrance.
But, that's a good idea, Jim. That's what you do. You buy one box of cookies because it goes on for a month. So at the end, you get 30 boxes. You're happy. Each one of those little kids is happy. And man, you got it going.
Yeah, they were cute. So, you guys aren't on the Saturday chat group, so you don't see it, but he's been taking orders on the Saturday chat group.
Okay, great
Did
way
not
to
know
do
that.
it. Yeah,
All right. You guys have anything on the what's next or anything to discuss before we move on to the questions from the audience?
I think just everybody for listening, we're going to change the parking up at yard 23. So if you
Probably starting today.
yeah. So if you're the group of trucks that basically park straight north of the building, the back of the building, we're going to be moving those trucks. I mean, there is a spot now that it's like directly behind it that we've put some stakes in, curb and gutter, but I think it's the next set beside it. Right,
I do
Dave?
have the truck numbers. Jim Ken told me this morning. So 81 through possibly 91.
Okay.
But yeah, we're guessing we can fit 10 trucks on the concrete pad. Right. I don't know exactly how many we'll wind up, but definitely 81 plus are going to be moved from their area and backed up. They're going to be facing the other direction. They're going to be facing north, backed onto that concrete pad. So
and just a little warning, at the back of that pad, you can fall off of it.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
And it could be the loss of a safety bonus if we find you falling off of it.
It's like an 8-inch drop, right? Isn't
Yeah,
that 8
yeah,
inches of concrete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be a wake up call.
That would be a problem.
Yeah.
So
I say look at that mirror, and there's a phrase on that mirror. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say what that phrase is on the mirror.
Don't bother.
don't bother.
But I think,
That's never my goal.
maybe you should take a look and do that.
Well, my thought is, why do you have to back all the way up to the edge? Leave a few feet and call it good.
Whatever.
Yeah, just everybody be careful over there, please.
Yeah.
We're just moving things around, so that's kind of what's next at yard
Yep.
23.
And thank you for working with us, because in the end it'll be amazing. But in the meantime,
Yep.
a lot of
we got a
moving.
little pain.
Progress.
We got a little
Yeah.
pain and suffering.
Yep.
I picked up Kendrick from, I think Pete or Kenworth, Pete, the other day and took him over there. So I had a chance to run in the building, and I was like, Kendrick, you know more than me. Give me the the nickel toy over here, and he showed me around, and I mean it's getting exciting. It's been exciting the whole time, but it's getting close.
Right.
It's going to be so great.
It's pretty visual now, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah. We took the bank by, but the bank came by yesterday, and they sent an inspector out. We can do bank draws, but they sent an inspector out that, hey, for example, if you're 50% through your bank loan, there better be a 50% completion right on the building, not opposite. It's pretty obvious, but the I don't know, head banker, president, Don Stroh is his name.
He's the president of the
president, is he, Dave?
Yeah,
I
he's
guess
the prez.
I never really looked. But anyway, we took him over there, and they were impressed with it, but they were, same thing when they look at their buildings and have tellers and their different personnel is, what's the work life there in the building, in their offices and stuff. And he said, he says, you people have to be so excited to have offices, to have a space to interview people, and Dave being able to do his interviews, the safety team having a room, separate a dispatch, and it is very exciting, and you're excited, but you can't really believe it. Now it's there, you see the room, like you're saying, Jim, and it's it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It is. The other day I had to do an interview in the driver's room because you guys had a big meeting going upstairs. JR was doing orientation in the training center, and I forget, something was going on in my little office or whatever, but I did my interview in the driver's room, and I was just like, man, I can't wait.
Right, Dave? I mean, the other day I just was doing some health questions for a health exam, and just needed a place just private, and it was a little bit chilly outside, and I had to go over to the training center, Dave, to find some place where I could just talk. So, good stuff. Headed our way.
All right, questions from the audience. Martinez kicks it off. As we all know, spring is right around the corner. Will JFW be running A1 chip seal and asphalt specialties again?
Yeah, absolutely. Linda's already contacted them, see with the nice weather if they could do anything early, start stockpiling. They're working on some stuff. Of course, with the nice weather, they've been able to not stockpile at the locations, but carry enough material across from asphalt specialties into their yard. They've been crushing, so they're ready. Same as us. That's definitely going. I've mentioned and a couple of times that we worked on some bids for Quickcrete. They're trying to get that announced. I don't know if that's going to happen, so there might be some hauling into Quickcrete. We do have 2 hauls to the new asphalt plant down at Plant 13 in Sedalia. Those supposed to kick off in April.
Yeah.
There's always stuff, you guys. I mean, I know right now I've talked to Chris Beam a couple times. You'd think we'd be a little bit busier, but I think people are so far ahead. We've almost got the other problem where everybody's been able to work,
Right.
and the jobs aren't scheduled. It's been so nice out, But as far as picking up, spring's right around the corner and all that stuff. And I think it's been. I don't know if somebody really realizes probably how nice it's not been to deal with frozen loads, shoveling, slipping on the liners,
Right. Yeah.
All the stuff we've skipped. And it's the middle of February, basically, you guys. And we've skipped all that. Not that we can't use some snow either and some moisture, but it's been.
I mean, I don't want it, but we need some snow in March.
Yeah.
I mean, when they say it's our wettest month of the year, I truly hope it
needs to make up
Yeah.
for some stuff. doesn't
This
it?
winter is going to hit the record books.
Oh,
Wow.
for sure.
Warmest, driest, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though we're into 26, Dave, I will always associate it. Remember that year we built the building?
Right.
We didn't get any snow that year.
Right.
It'll be one of
Yes,
those
you're right,
things.
Jim, you're
25
right,
was
yeah.
we didn't get anything, and then
Yeah.
obviously we're into 26. So
Yeah, I forget the gal on TV, one of the weather ladies last night on the 6 o'clock weather. They keep records, right, for last 150 years or whatever, but there has been one year that's been this dry, and it was like 1878 or something. The whole winter we only had, I want to say, like 19 or 18 inches of snow for the whole winter, and right now we're sitting at 13.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
I mean, we're close to that, but we still have, March and April to go. So
Yeah.
it might not be the very driest, but it might be the second driest. But
sorry, David, were you done? I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, we're not near as dry as Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, Utah is way drier than
Really?
us. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I know you're such a history buff, and Dave's brought it up several times about our brown cloud. It's always existed, and part of the real problem was the horses and wagon trains and cows and all that. It would back up against our mountains. But can you imagine if it's been that dry back in the 1800s? How dusty? Because we didn't have paved roads. We didn't have grass and
and
trees.
everybody's riding a horse around. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Definitely have your bandanas up. Look like you're going to go rob the bank.
For sure.
Brandon Maciel asks, I heard Colorado will not be participating in daylight savings this year. Basically, we won't spring forward. How at all will this affect the way we run? Will we start later and finish later, or will we start earlier? Just curious.
Did you look it up? I wanted to
I
look.
just Googled it, and we're changing. I mean,
Are we? I mean,
Yeah.
it is on the. It gets voted on every year though,
It does, yeah.
and it fails. So if you've heard that, Brandon, that's what it does. It fails every year.
yeah.
Well-
What did I tell you, Dave? March 7th or
March 8th.
Let me also say this.
Yeah,
even
March
even if it didn't fail, I mean, we start at 5. Sometimes we start a little earlier, and we work until the pits close, which is around 4:30. So
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter if it's dark or light out. I mean, our hours are the same. So, yep. Good question, Brandon. All right, safety topic of the week: propping tailgates open. Right, when we prop our tailgates open, whatever you use to hold your tailgate open, do us a favor and then close your dogs, and then take that item out of your tailgate and set your tailgate on top of your dogs. Don't use hammers or any other projects, because these become like little projectiles out on the road if you forget to take it out and close your tailgate. Now you got a 2.5-pound sledge, falling out of the back of your trailer, potentially on the highway, breaking somebody's windshield, or worse, hurting somebody.
Yeah.
2.5-pound sledge could kill someone. So,
Well, I got to throw this out there too. It hasn't even been cold enough, except for 2 snowstorms, to worry about it. It's got to be cold
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
And wet.
and wet.
typically this year's just so different, but we just tell people to get in that habit. This time of the year, it's just good. It's a good form to prop that open and get in that habit. So,
Yeah, but if your habit is propping it open, finish the habit and pull the stuff out of the gate. You gotta walk around that trailer.
Yep.
You know, we gotta walk around that truck. I mean, we brought this up, but we had a situation this morning, and I'm just thinking to myself, are we just harping on it too much? Are we just bringing it up? Are we just, beating that dead horse? But when you think about it, Dave's seen the trailer because it's the 2x4 fell out of the back of the tailgate as the driver was going around the corner. And it's just what you brought up, whether it's a sledgehammer or a piece of wood, and then where the piece of wood ended up, any car can flip it up and hit another car. And I guess in my heart, if I'm that driver that dropped that piece of wood out, because I don't know, I'll call it too lazy, I don't know, was in a rush, whatever it is, to grab that piece of wood, and then to know that somebody flipped that piece of wood up and it, went through the grill, hit the hood, went through the windshield, really did hurt somebody. And I mean, that just sucks that you contributed to that. Nobody wants it was a 2 foot, 3 foot piece of 2x4 laying in the road. Why are we that far?
Somebody gets hurt, it's negligence. I mean,
yes. It's just not, it's not good. And it's a problem everywhere. We've all done it. And if we don't keep continually preaching about it, it's going to happen. We can't just, it starts with us. It starts with the safety team. It starts with the leaders bringing this up and going, we can't do that. Yes, we need to do that, but finish your jobs. It's part of our jobs to make you guys successful.
Yep.
But safety doesn't start with us. It starts with you.
The drivers
You're the one in the truck. You're the one responsible for it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. We could preach it all day long. We could talk about it on a podcast. If the drivers aren't doing it, we're not safe.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Hopefully what I watched happen this morning will never, ever, ever happen again after March 1st when everyone's on the electronic DVIRs and we have a photo of your tailgate with the lights on. Because we'll look at it and go, why is there a 3 foot 2x4 holding your gate open in the photo?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I guess, I just have to ask, how the hell did we get there? How did we not walk around the back of that trailer this morning and pull that 2x4 out? How did we leave the yard and let that happen? Right. And I just, so deflated when that happens. So deflated when you see that. It's hard to keep a good attitude, And last week I apologized on air for being upset, and oh boy, is it hard not to get upset about this stuff. When you go on and on and on and on and on. Are you tired of me saying going on and on and on? That's all we do is go on and on about it. And it starts with you. Just do it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I was listening to you guys read it. So mandatory 3 pictures, right?
Yep.
Going to be the
Dipstick.
oil or the dipstick. Yep. Your oil
Coolant.
level. Definitely back of the trailers, the lights.
And the coolant.
Yes, but if your trailer inflation light is blinking and it's on, take a picture of it. That's going to be that will be written up. Somebody has to address it. We can call you or we can look and go, yeah, that driver took a picture of it. It's in his DVIR. It's taken care of. It doesn't have to be just 3 pictures. Take a picture of the problem and let's get it addressed. Let's get it fixed. Same with ABS lights and different stuff like that. This is going to make us better. Whether it's an inspection, whether it's just the shop's going to be better. That's the whole goal here.
Yep. Agreed. All right, let's get into tips and tricks with Armando the Sergeant Del Val. Number 38, titled Over the Limit.
Oh
boy. Good morning, JFW family, and welcome back to another week of Tips and Tricks. Please remember that the purpose of these tips and tricks are just ways for us to be helpful, better, and safer drivers on the road. Let's be JFW professionals. So before I start my tips and tricks, I want to give a shout out to JR. His final thought / safety topic was perfect. What I really loved most about it was the end. JFW professionals. What he said is exactly the definition of what JFW professionals is supposed to be. Now with this week's topic, I'm not going to go over anything related to trucking. Instead, this is a simple driving, and it applies for everyone listening on today's show. I really pray that everyone takes this seriously. This time last year, I got a call from my sister that my cousin had passed away due to an accident. I have about 20 plus cousins on my mom's side, and he was the youngest out of all of us. That night he died. He went out drinking with his friends and family. He was being chased by the police and tried to outrun them. He was going over 100 miles an hour, approaching a sharp curve. He lost control and ended up driving into a large tree. He died at the age of 21. Everyone here drives a vehicle, and when we drive, how often do we obey the speed limit? I'm willing to admit that I don't always obey it from time to time. I always like to go 5 over the speed limit on my personal vehicle. For a lot of us, we may think that's not bad. However, I'm still going over the speed limit, which means I'm speeding. Now, when we're driving our trucks, if there wasn't a camera looking at us, we would be driving at the exact speed, or we would be 5 or 10 over the speed limit. Would we be following all the geofences that JFW has put out? Whenever we're driving, whether it's in trucks or personal vehicles, we can always see cars and other truckers speeding. I-70 eastbound from Sheridan all the way to Airport is 55 miles an hour the whole way, and we see some cars and truckers going at least 65 to 70. When we're driving to Fairplay, most of the way there is 55 miles an hour. I always see cars and, again, other truckers going at least 65 miles an hour. Remember last year, a poor man lost his life heading home because a flatbed truck driver decided to speed down a hill coming up on a curve that was set at 45 miles an hour. He ended up dropping his load on that man and killed him instantly. Here's where it gets personal for Armando. Armando, thanks for being vulnerable and transparent here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Jim.
Back in 2014, while I was active duty in Fort Carson, I went to the airport to pick up my friend's mom and his 5-year-old son at DIA. On the way back, I was on I-25 southbound, approaching Castle Rock, driving on the fast lane. I had my friend's wife, Courtney, with me, and I remember her showing me something on her phone, and I felt like I was looking away for only 3 seconds. Next thing I remember is her screaming, "Look out!" And when I looked back on the road, it was too late, and I rear-ended a car in front of me, causing another car in front to get hit as well. Courtney ended up with a broken hand. The 5-year-old boy didn't have a child seat and no seatbelt. He ended up on top of my dashboard crying while blood was coming down through his face. My friend's mom was the worst, and when I saw her, I thought she just died. She hit the side of the window so hard, her head was completely covered in blood. I remember her making a gurgling sound, almost like she was choking on her own blood. I remember grabbing the boy out of the car, terrified of what just happened. Paramedics came right away and took us all to Sky Ridge Medical Center. I'm happy to say that no one died that night. However, that car got hit from the car I hit. That driver was an old man who ended up having his eye pop right out. Jeez. While the investigation, my insurance called me with some results. They told me that in moments before the accident, my car recorded my speed. I didn't know my speed until they told me I was going somewhere between 90 and 95 miles an hour. If someone had died that night, I would not be here today driving a truck. My Army career would have been over, and I would have been in prison. Instead, the court made me do community service. It took me a long time to get back on the road driving again, and now that I am, I never want to drive that fast again. When we're driving our trucks or personal vehicles, let's try to go the speed limit. I know it can be fun sometimes going down the mountain a little fast, but remember that anything can happen. This video I found shows that anything can happen in the blink of the eye, and it's true because I played it back in 2014. Now I'm going to post the video on Connect along with Armando's picture of the car that he was in when this accident happened, but I'm going to play the video so everybody can hear it. You guys may have seen this before.
So sorry, I thought there was time. He's just pulled out. I don't have time to stop. Oh, come on, mate. It was a simple mistake. don't know if I was going a bit slower. Please. I've got my boy in the back. I'm going too fast. I'm sorry.
Wow. That's crazy, Jim.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll post that up for everybody to see it, and I'll post a picture of the car, like I said.
Yeah, you'll understand that when you see the video. That's pretty powerful.
Please let me know on Connect Team what you think about.
Playing the next video, isn't it?
Right?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Please let me know on Connect Team what you think about this week's tips and tricks, and thank you all again for listening and for the positive feedback. Let's start doing things the JFW way. Until next week, Armando, the Sergeant Del Val, 0073. Together we could be better.
Thanks, Armando. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Armando.
Yeah, Armando, thanks. Man, thanks for all the effort he puts into this every week.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up. I had it in my notes, and it's so weird how sometimes we all are on the same wavelength. But during the Super Bowl is when I noticed it the most. But has anybody caught the Subaru commercial? And Subaru always goes after the safety, which I commend them, instead of some kind of little nifty trick to try to get your attention. But that Subaru commercial starts out with a little girl standing in the middle of the highway, and it's like a bucket truck passing her and traffic, and their whole gist is this person could be driving, this person could be driving. But the start of that video with that big truck passing that girl, and her hair blows around her, and the whole bit, and I'm just like, that's just at any time anything can happen.
Yep.
You know, and they bring that so much to the heart.
Right.
And if you just at all pay attention to that video, you're just like, the video you just have in that commercial, you're just like, damn, you know, we live on that edge.
Life changes in an instant for a lot of people every day.
Yeah.
You know, there's already people this morning who's either lost their lives or their family got the phone call that they've been in a traffic accident and didn't make it.
Yeah.
You know, not to get all mortal, but I was just driving home last night, and I was like, I wonder how I'm going to die. You know what I mean? And you know, it could be before I get home today. You know, and you just got to keep that in mind.
Right.
You know, and you certainly don't want to be the cause of somebody else dying.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think about that occasionally too. I drove past a wreck years ago in the big truck actually too, and there was two people in the road with sheets over them. And actually one was in the road, the other one was in the car. And I thought, boy, you know, those two people didn't think about it when they got out of bed this morning. It was just a regular day.
Yep.
And they didn't make it through the day.
Yep.
Yeah, I think not that I want somebody to die. Super Dave is probably going to sound like a stupid remark, but doing the knee surgery, you know, that's an elective. You understand what's going to happen. You're going to have the backup and all that kind of stuff. But I've thought several times about the people that get injured, what they have to go through to recover, Dave.
Right.
The rehab.
And I'm not saying it'd be better to die, but that pain and that soreness and the broken bones and the surgeries and the scars and the, you know, maybe never walking correctly again or having back pain the rest of their lives.
Being a quadriplegic.
Yeah, all of that. There's more. I mean, I guess I'm trying to say I think that might be worse than dying, and that's not it. But it just, man, there's so much to it, and
There's more suffering.
Yeah,
than
suffering.
dying.
Yeah, it just could go on the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know, and it just saddens me a lot.
I think we need a high road hauling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bring us up.
That's a rough,
Well, I
rough
don't know if
segue.
this will or not. I was, you know, lamenting about people today in this day and age. And every generation is different. I mean, me and my history, I see it for hundreds, if not thousands of years, you know, looking at the Romans and looking at, you know, their society and that versus ours today. But anyway, this is the question I asked. Is loyalty dead?
Ooh.
Gen Z, just so you know, that is people who were born from 1997 through 2012, will never be content to labor quietly and obediently in a sink or swim environment. Some might believe this is another sign of the death of loyalty occurring in today's workplace and in today's relationships. But loyalty isn't dead, it's just changing. Globalization and technology have been shaping change since the dawn of time. But during the lifespan of today's young population, globalization and technology have undergone immense change. Compare the internet with the telegraph or the telephone. Young people today are well accustomed to connecting with their farthest flung neighbors and friends in real time, regardless of the geography, through online communities of interest. As our world shrinks, events great and small taking place on the other side of the world can affect our material and emotional well-being almost overnight. Meanwhile, the pace of everything continues to accelerate. Nothing remains cutting edge for very long. What we know today may be obsolete tomorrow. Amid such rapid change, 1 year is a long term. So really, how much time defines a person's loyalty? Unlike some of the older colleagues, Gen Zers are comfortable in this rapidly changing world. Uncertainty is their natural habitat. They've never known the world any other way. Constant change means you can't count on anything to stay the same. Thus, young people today are less likely to trust a person, the system, or the organization to take care of them indefinitely. And that means they're less likely to make short-term sacrifices in exchange for promises of long-term rewards. Loyalty is one of the most important things in any meaningful relationship. Loyalty and trust are joined at the hip and will take time to grow and mature. Having a loyal partner, friend, family, coworker is something we all wish for, but in practice, loyalty is about a lot more than just not going behind one's back or intentionally slandering someone or cheating on your partner. People tend to define loyalty by what it's not. For example, not being betrayed, cheated on, or abandoned. But the definition goes deeper than that. Loyalty is faithfulness, dedication, honesty, trust, and support. It requires emotional commitment. Loyalty means being there for someone through the highs and lows and staying by their side regardless of circumstances. Loyalty means being consistent in your treatment, behavior, and regard for another, being the person they can count on. And here are some things you can practice to show loyalty. First, perseverance. Make the decision to stick things out, even when the going gets tough. Trust and confidence. Don't betray the relationship. Keep their confidence. Don't talk badly about them behind their back or embarrass them in public. This shows disloyalty. Show appreciation. Show that you value the person or relationship. Communicate the importance of their presence in your life. Showing someone loyalty can foster their loyalty too. Open communication. Open and honest communication provides an avenue for conflicts to be resolved. Keep your promises. Make it a point to follow through on commitments and be honest if you can't. Commitment. Again, trust is something you feel. Commitment is something you do. Behave in ways that show your commitment no matter what. Show that your commitment is not an obligation, but a choice. Some people remain in a relationship that aren't serving their best interests. Their unwavering loyalty can cause them to be exploited. Of course, this can cause a lot of emotional pain. This is something the younger generation can teach the older generation because the fast-changing world we live in, they're more inclined to move on quicker, not only in a personal relationship, but also in their relationship with their job. You can't always sever relationships completely, but setting boundaries with people who are taking advantage of your loyalty is important. An outside perspective from a friend, family member, or colleague, or even your therapist who has your best interests at heart can be helpful. And the quote today at the end of our High Road Holland, the foundation stones for a balanced success are honesty, character, integrity, faith, love, and loyalty. That was spoken by Zig Ziglar. And we've touched on his quotes so much, and he's passed away now. I think he died in I don't know, like 2003 or something. But man, he was at the top of his game when it comes to motivation, business, teamwork, all of that stuff. And he really was a trendsetter for sure.
Very cool.
Good one, Dave.
Final thoughts, guys? Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, I'll jump in there. I kind of touched upon it earlier in the podcast, and we've talked about it before. Our dad used to call it Cadillacing, but I mentioned about driving that truck and being cool, because we have some really cool trucks. I mean, if you guys haven't noticed, they all have big stacks, drop-down visors. We keep them pretty clean. They're pretty shiny, right? They're pretty damn cool.
They're custom.
Trucks. Yes.
They are
Yes.
custom.
Yeah, they're higher horsepower than most,
Yep.
top of the line braking,
Yep.
high torque values, automatic transmissions, stereos, Bluetooth, heated and cooled seats. I don't know, Dave, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
I'm just,
Jim. Thanks for adding to it, because I just want to try and add in there. You're in such a cool truck or such a cool piece of equipment. Drive it like you're cool. Don't drive it like you stole it. You know what I mean? Drive it like you're cool. Why when we leave the yard do we have to get that many gears and go as fast? We have to go so fast we have to hit the brakes to turn on 53rd. Why do you leave our yard like that when you could just put it in manual mode? You could roll through the dip out here to the street in first or second gear, just nice and easy, and you get the trailer out, like Francisco left this morning. Just cool on your stool, man, neat in your seat. You can just look good and have a great day, with the rhythm of the street. It just bring back cool. Let's put cool back in trucking, because you have the truck to do it in. We're here asking you to do it. Don't abuse it just to get out of the yard, because that's how you're going to go all day.
Wait, so make trucking cool again?
Let's make trucking great again. Yeah, cool.
Cool again.
Cool. Just Cadillac, because and it makes the day easy too.
Nice.
You know what I mean? When you're just chill, it's just,
you will finish that day with so much more energy.
Absolutely. Yep. You'll have more energy to go home and spend with the family tonight.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
I like it. What do you got, Jim?
Oh, your high road hauling, Dave. That's loyalty is a big order because of all the things that you said it takes, or it's such just a choice, right?
It is, Jim, and I just really, my thought was, man, loyalty is dead. That was what it all started out on. And Dave, I showed you, I must have had 10 articles pulled up.
You did, yeah. You were really working on it.
I was, and I'm sorry to interrupt,
No.
but yeah, I feel that way.
No, you're right, Dave. And I again, sometimes when we tie together, I've told everybody that I'm just so disappointed in the Olympics. I haven't been watching them, and loyalty is a great word, and I assume that a lot of the athletes are still loyal to the United States, but they're just complaining about the United States, that we have problems here and we have problems there, and there's a problem with the president, and all the other stuff. But they're representing a country that they were fortunate enough to go out and represent, and I guess that's what I want to see, or I want to feel, is the loyalty. And I did run across a gentleman that was talking about that he went to the grocery store, and there's a gentleman standing behind him in line, and he just said hello to him, and they had a conversation about how their weekend was. You got anything planned? What are you doing fun for the weekend? And he said at the end of the conversation, he said, I had a wonderful conversation. I told the gentleman, have a great day. And he goes, not one time did we talk about the president. I didn't ask who you voted for. I didn't want to know how the Grammys went. I didn't want to know how the Olympics are going. We just had a nice conversation. And he said in his piece that peace doesn't sell, negativity does.
Yes.
And I think about it, and then I guess my personal thing is I want to stop talking about this. I know we have to talk about it because that's how change happens. But, you know, I go home to my family, and it's sure easy for me to make some smart-ass comment about the fucking Olympics, then ask them how their day was. And it's bugging the hell out of me that that's what I do. You know, it's easier to make a comment about something here than, you know, how are you feeling today? You know, or did you see that funny episode of Seinfeld? You know what I mean? And I'm like, I guess I want to personally change. It's like, you know, it's like cruising in here and we fight the tailgate, we fight the ABS, we fight the stuff rubbing on the deck plates, you know, the things that we have to do because of safety. And the difference is, and you guys might think this is, you know, huggy kissy, but what if I was able to come in and just give every one of you a hug?
That'd be cool.
Right? Instead of the shit we got to deal with, you
Instead
guys.
of, hey, safety team, you guys are about to get yelled at.
Yeah, that's not a shot
I thought
at you,
I hug
Dave.
first, yell second.
Yeah, aim first,
I'm with
shoot
Jim.
But I'm just like, man, there's just got to be a change, because they're right. Peace does not sell, but, you know, negativity does. And the thing is, the greatest thing about America is you can say whatever you want.
Because we're America.
That's what you have the platform to be able to do that, because you are an American. Yeah. I know that, like, North Korea, their people can't talk shit about North Korea on an interview. They just can't do it.
Same with Russia.
Yep.
Right? Same with Russia, Dave. In fact, I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm making this up, the Russians, like in the main cities, they don't have internet. They don't have social media like this. It's pirated if it is. You know, they're not allowed to have it.
Iran will shut your internet. They'll just shut it off.
Yeah.
They just did, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's, yeah, I want to do something different somehow. So that's,
I got something that might
Bother
help
me
you.
any if they shut the internet off.
Here's something that might help you a little bit, Jim. Just a little bit more uplifting. It's a little piece I saw from Father Andrew Damick about an old saint. Anyway, St. Paisios says, some people tell me that they are scandalized because they see many things wrong in the church. I tell them that if you ask a fly, are there any flowers in this area, it will say, I don't know about flowers, but over there in that heap of rubbish, you can find all the filth you want. And it will go on to list all the unclean things it has been to. Now, if you ask a honeybee, have you seen any unclean things in this area? It will reply, unclean things? No, I have not seen any. The place here is full of the most fragrant flowers. And it will go on to name all the flowers of the garden of the meadow. You see, the fly only knows where the unclean things are, while the honeybee knows where the beautiful iris or hyacinth is. As I have come to understand, some people resemble the honeybee and some resemble the fly. Those who resemble the fly seek to find evil in every circumstance and are preoccupied with it. They see no good anywhere. But those who resemble the honeybee only see the good in everything they see. The stupid person thinks stupidly and takes everything in the wrong way, whereas the person who has good thoughts, no matter what he sees, no matter what you tell him, maintains a positive and good thought. And that's from St. Paisios, who was a monk on Mount Athos. And then I was reading through the comments, and I saw this pretty slick comment. And the guy says, well, my mom used to summarize it like this. Life is 10% the coffee and 90% of your filter.
yeah, that is great, Jam. But I feel like some days I have a coat of a bee on, and I'm just a fly underneath.
Hey, we all...
You know what I mean? And it should be better.
Yeah. I mean, self-awareness is, and I'm not, I picked that out way before you said the thing, so it
No,
wasn't
it's just
like...
we all fit together, right?
Absolutely. Don't forget
That's all
to,
about trucking, Jam.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Channel 23 podcast. Hit that follow button. Tell your friends to subscribe. Let's say the creed and get on out.
Together
we face and overcome all that stands before us. Together we are accident free. Together we joyfully create honest value for those we serve. Together we celebrate our differences and respect those with whom we work. Together we are accountable for our words and our actions. Together we are the JFW family.
All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Remember, you got till midnight tonight to finish last week's podcast if you have not. Also, if you've been taking the quiz and you are not passing, that does not count, but you are free to welcome to ask any of us for help to get you to pass it.
We would love to help.
Yeah, we would love to help.
All right, everybody, see you next week.
Have a great
Thanks,
week.
guys.
Be safe
Be
out
safe.
there.
I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We work for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. There's a couple million tons to move, I see them everywhere. So you best get out their way and watch that sand and gravel disappear. There's another run to make, we gotta get it there on time. And we got what it takes to lay it all out on the line. We'll lay it all out on the line. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks got the best drivers in town. They got all the tools they need to keep that hammer down. When they hit them scales, they won't need to dodge them, won't need to duck them. They just keep that hammer down, and they keep that diesel trucking. Keep that hammer down, and keep that diesel trucking. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. They just keep them doors a-closed, keep them butts in their seats, cause those customers are calling, and those red trucks can't be beat. They've gotta put the hammer down and pick up another load. Get it off the ground, keep them eyes open and on the road. Keep them eyes open on the road. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Breaker 23, anybody got a copy on that Channel 23 podcast? Welcome, and thanks for listening.